What if I told you that some of New York City's most stunning architectural masterpieces are gone forever, but not forgotten? They stand today only as ghosts, whispers in the concrete canyons of the modern metropolis. What forces led to their demolition, and what secrets did they hold? Prepare to witness their resurrection through cutting-edge virtual reconstruction, revealing their true glory. Welcome everyone. Today, we're not just taking a trip back in time, we're embarking on an architectural resurrection. We're peeling back the layers of steel and glass to uncover the lost soul of New York City. These aren't just buildings, they were titans of their time, monuments to ambition, art, and an era that has vanished. Let's begin our journey at the corner of 34th Street and 5th Avenue. Today you'll find the Empire State Building piercing the clouds, but before it, another magnificent structure held court, the original Waldorf Astoria Hotel. Imagine it, a dual-towered German Renaissance-style palace, connected by a 300-foot marble corridor known as Peacock Alley. This wasn't just a hotel, it was the epicenter of Gilded Age society, where the city's elite, the famous 400, gathered for lavish balls and secret rendezvous. Built as two separate hotels by feuding cousins, William Waldorf Astor and John Jacob Astor, for the Waldorf and the Astoria were a physical manifestation of family rivalry and opulent competition. The Waldorf, opened in 1893, was a testament to luxury. The Astoria, opened 4 years later, was built to overshadow it. Eventually they merged, creating the world's largest and most luxurious hotel. It had over 1,000 rooms, private bathrooms, a true novelty at the time, and its own power plant. Its grand ballroom could host 1,000 guests beneath sparkling chandeliers. But as the 1920s roared on, the hotel's style became seen as dated. The land it sat on became astronomically valuable. In 1929, the magnificent hotel was sold and demolished to make way for a new symbol of the modern age, the Empire State Building. The hotel's legacy was so powerful, its name was transferred to the new Waldorf Astoria on Park Avenue, but the original palace, the playground of the Gilded Age, was gone. Now, let's journey downtown to a sight that will shock you. Imagine a train station so grand, so majestic, it was modeled after the ancient Roman baths of Caprichala. I'm talking about the original Pennsylvania station. Opened in 1910, Penn Station wasn't just a transportation hub, it was a temple of transit. When you entered, you didn't just walk into a station. You ascended into a realm of breathtaking beauty. The main waiting room, a vast hall of travertine and granite, soared 150 feet high, with colossal Corinthian columns and massive arched windows that bathed the space in natural light. It was a space designed to inspire awe, to make the common traveler feel like royalty. The glass and steel train shed was an engineering marvel in itself, a web of soaring arches that created a cathedral of light over the tracks. It was a statement that train travel was a grand, dignified experience. But by the 1950s, the age of the automobile and the airplane was dawning. The Pennsylvania Railroad was struggling financially, and the station, despite its grandeur, was seen as an expensive relic. In a decision that is now regarded as one of the greatest acts of architectural vandalism in American history, the station was sold. From 1963 to 1966, the magnificent structure was torn down. Its majestic eagles and statues were scattered, some ending up in parks, others in landfills. In its place rose the utilitarian Madison Square Garden and the cramped, subterranean Penn Station we know today. The architectural critic Vincent Scully famously wrote of its demolition, "One entered the city like a god. One scuttles in now like a rat." The destruction of Penn Station was a wake-up call. It sparked a new wave of historical preservation movements, leading directly to the creation of the New York City Landmarks Preservation Commission. Its sacrifice, in a way, helped save other treasures. But the loss of this Roman temple in the heart of Manhattan is a scar that has never truly healed. Our next stop takes us to the southern tip of Manhattan, to a building that once dominated the skyline, the Singer Building. When completed in 1908, it was, for a brief moment, the tallest building in the world. Designed by Ernest Flagg for the Singer Sewing Machine Company, it was a jewel of Beaux-Arts architecture. It wasn't just a skyscraper, it was a terracotta-clad campanile, a bell tower for commerce. Its slender, 47-story tower rose from a lower 14-story base, crowned with a distinctive mansard roof and a lantern. The lobby was a symphony of Italian marble, bronze, and murals, exuding an air of corporate power and artistic refinement. It was a symbol of American industry reaching for the heavens. For nearly 60 years, it was a beloved fixture of the downtown skyline. However, its unique design became its downfall. The tower floors were small and inefficient for modern office needs. Unlike the open-plan office spaces that became popular mid-century, the Singer Tower was a series of small, elegant, but impractical rooms. It was too beautiful to be practical, and too practical to be saved. In 1968, it earned a different, tragic title, the tallest building ever to be purposefully demolished. It was replaced by the anonymous black box of the One Liberty Plaza. The loss of the Singer Building was a stark reminder that in New York, economic viability often trumps aesthetic beauty. Its ghost is a testament to an era when even corporate headquarters were works of public art. Now let's explore a lost treasure of a different kind, one of pure, unadulterated entertainment. Let's travel back to the dawn of the 20th century and visit the Hippodrome Theater, located on 6th Avenue between 43rd and 44th Streets. This was a venue of almost mythical proportions. It wasn't just a theater, it was a behemoth, a palace of spectacle. Opening in 1905, the Hippodrome could seat over 5,000 people. Its stage was 12 times larger than a standard Broadway stage and could accommodate anything its producers could dream up. We're talking full-scale military battles with hundreds of actors, cavalry charges on horseback, and even a massive 14-foot deep water tank that could emerge from beneath the stage, allowing for aquatic ballets and disappearing elephants. It was the Cirque du Soleil of its day, a place where the impossible became reality, night after night. For years, it was the go-to place for family entertainment, offering a scale of spectacle that no other venue could match. But the Hippodrome's immense size and the astronomical cost of its productions made it vulnerable. The Great Depression hit hard, and the rise of cinema offered a cheaper, more accessible form of entertainment. The grand spectacles of the Hippodrome seemed like a relic from a more extravagant time. After several attempts to repurpose it, including as a movie theater and a sports arena, the magnificent Hippodrome met the wrecking ball in 1939. Today, a modern office building and parking garage stand in its place, with a small plaque being the only hint of the magical world that once stood there. Finally, we visit a lost private residence that was more of a castle than a home. The Cornelius Vanderbilt II house, occupying the entire block front of 5th Avenue between 57th and 58th Streets, right where Bergdorf Goodman is today. This was the largest single-family home ever built in New York City. Constructed in the 1880s, it was a red brick and limestone fortress designed in the French chateau style. It was the ultimate statement of the Vanderbilt family's immense wealth and social dominance. Inside it was a treasure trove of European art, intricate woodwork, and lavish decorations. The interiors were a collaboration of the most famous artists and designers of the day. The Grand Hall, the art gallery, the Moorish smoking room, each space was more opulent than the next. But these Gilded Age mansions, built to display inherited wealth, were incredibly expensive to maintain. As tax laws changed and the 20th century progressed, the lifestyle they represented became unsustainable. By the 1920s, the commercial value of its 5th Avenue location was too great to ignore. The family sold the mansion, and in 1927, this monument to dynastic wealth was torn down to make way for retail stores. Its destruction signaled the end of Vanderbilt Row and the Gilded Age itself. 5th Avenue transformed from a residential street of the super-rich into the commercial thoroughfare we know today. These 5 buildings are just a fraction of the architectural soul New York City has lost. Each demolition tells a story of changing tastes, economic pressures, and the city's relentless drive for the new. The loss of Penn Station sparked a preservationist fire, but the ghosts of the Singer Building, the Waldorf Astoria, the Hippodrome, and countless others remind us of what can happen when we don't value our built heritage. Through virtual reality and historical records, we can walk their halls once more, stand in their shadows, and appreciate the grandeur that once was. They may be gone, but they are not forgotten. They are the ghosts of grandeur, and their stories are woven into the very fabric of New York City. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through time. If you found this glimpse into the past as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button and subscribe for more dives into history. Let me know in the comments which lost NYC building you'd most like to visit. See you next time.